A warm welcome to the news. A pipeline has exploded in Etekwuru community in Ohaji, Egbema local government area of Imo State in the early hours of today. The public relations officer of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC Imo State Command, Chimeziri Lowell, disclosed this to newsmen. The NSCDC official said the explosion was triggered by illegal oil bunkering activities by some hoodlums in the community. He also noted that the state commandant of the NSCDC, Raji Ibrahim, and his team are on their way to the scene for an on-the-spot assessment of the incident. The federal government has signed an agreement with the United States of America and the island of Jersey to repatriate over $318 million looted and stashed away by former head of state General Sani Abacha, according to the spokesman of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ferdinand Nwoye. The agreement was sealed on Monday at the United States Department of State's Washington, D.C. Stated that the federal government intends to use the recovered loot to fund three major projects, namely the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the Abuja-Kano Expressway, and the Second Niger Bridge, and will be supervised by the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority. The Embassy of China has said that it has not suspended visa issuance to Nigeria. The press officer, Embassy of China, Sun Xiaoxiong, explained on Tuesday that the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Xu Zhiqing, only advised those who wish to travel to China not to be in a rush if the trip was not urgent. The diplomat said the government had reached out to about 60 Nigerians living in Wuhan, the epicenter of the outbreak. Giving an update of the epidemic in Abuja on Monday, Xu had disclosed that China had found a cure for the epidemic, adding that 475 persons had been discharged from the hospital after recovery. The acting head of civil service of the Federation, Folashade Yemieson, said the federal government has activated a new process aimed at stopping workers collecting salaries without certificates or letters of appointment from government. He unfolded the plan in the keynote address she delivered in Abuja at the induction of 700 newly recruited officers on grade level 7 to 10. Yemi Eson, who said the induction was last held in 2013, noted that its resuscitation would, among other advantages, save time and resources, improve operational efficiency, and promote good organizational communication in the civil service. The Lagos state government has demolished the Katangowa Market in the Abule Egba area of the state to pave the way for the development of the new computer village in the area. Shops, houses, and worship centers around the market were also razed to rubble after the expiration of a 7-day notice to quit. The Commissioner of Physical Planning and Urban Development, Idris Salako, had said the issue of developing the site started in 2002 when the state government informed the residents and traders that it had earmarked the area for future development. He added that several notices had been given to the residents prior to the final notice, noting that the government had to bring down the shop and the affected houses as a last resort. Kenya's former president Daniel Arap Moi has died at the age of 95. The news of his death was announced by Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, who said the nation had lost a great man. Moi was Kenya's longest-serving president. He was in office for 24 years until intense pressure forced him to step down in 2002. Super Eagles coach Gennett Raw says he already held talks with the new Manchester United signing Odion Ighalo as he looks to convince him to make a return to the national team following his recent move to England. Ighalo announced his retirement from the national team immediately after the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Egypt, where he was the highest goal scorer with 5 goals. Raw has now admitted that it is the dream of every coach to have a player playing for a club like Manchester United in their ranks, adding that the experience of the 30-year-old would be useful for the young players in the squad. And that's the latest from the newsroom at this hour. Many thanks for watching.